Right now I'm looking up whether the moon is ascending or descending. And it's actually not for my horoscope, it's for my plants. If you're wondering why, it's because I'm about to check in with a lovely woman right down the street from me who actually gardens by the moon. This is no ordinary garden. And this former physician is no ordinary gardener.
My name is Chantal, and I'm a moon gardener. I started gardening really seriously after I became ill and went through a long period where I had to have a bunch of surgeries, a lot of physical therapy, a lot of pain. At that time I was taking narcotics around the clock. I was given all of the wonderful drugs that, are on the news these days. I was put on OxyContin. I was told to go back to work. And it really became a cycle where I became increasingly depressed. And after I stopped working, I just retreated basically to my bed.
But from her bed, she felt a pull to come outside.
It's a little rolling stool. I remember that I had that, and I put my back brace on I put an ice pack inside it. And I got out here and, I would manage to clear out a little space.
Although her first attempt at gardening wasn't successful and she went back to bed, she didn't stay there long.
Again, this pull, said, okay, you got to do this. And I came out again and did it. And the second time, I was like, well, something is pulling me out here, and I don't know what it is. Let me look at the moon. Let me look at what is going on. And that's how I got into moon gardening. It seemed to me that, whatever forces were actually pulling me out into the garden at planting time, at the right time.
But as a former doctor and a woman of science, she backed up her gut feeling with some research.
In Europe, I think more so than in the United States, the influence of the moon is more recognized. Gardening by the phases of the moon never made much sense to me. It always felt a little bit like hocus pocus, but gardening by the position of the moon in relationship to the zodiac is a completely different way of looking at it. There's one more thing that you have to take into account, and that is whether the moon is ascending or descending. The plants and everything feels whether it's going up or down, because that influences the movement of water through the plants. It matches your rhythm to the natural rhythm that's occurring, and things grow better. They grow faster, they're happier, they're just really, it's amazing. In this particular garden, it's only 6 years in the making, and it looks like it's been here, for like 20 years. Yeah.
Not only does her amazing moon garden flourish like an enchanted forest, it feeds both stomachs and souls from the community.
When I started getting more produce, and I didn't really feel like making the rounds every day, I put a little stand at the bottom of my garden, and I put little signs up to say, please take what you want. Nobody took anything. So I put a bin out there, and I asked for eggshells, coffee grounds, and juice pulp. And that's when people started saying, okay, since I'm bringing you something, now I can take something. And that started my little food exchange.
She also leads classes which she calls the Sharing Garden, which is based on community. With the holidays approaching, she takes pride in her produce.
For Thanksgiving, it's just always been great to have, to be able to say, I made this. I actually grew this. So the squashes that go into the pumpkins are already curing inside. They're going to be ready for Thanksgiving.
For aspiring gardeners, she has some soulful advice.
Grow anything. It gives you hope. Just the act of putting a seed or a plant and caring for it brings you out of yourself, puts you in touch with nature. put your hands in the soil, you've already touched some soil microbes, which are known to actually release endorphins. And that's one of the reasons why gardeners are so happy. But even if you're inside or on a balcony, grow something. Grow something, start little. Grow something you can eat, because it's going to bring you so much joy and so much pride in your accomplishment. And grow enough to share.
In Los Angeles, I'm Ray Williams with Atlanta Black Star.